Okay, good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to be presenting my cultural business practices presentation, and the country that I chose was Spain. So why did I choose Spain? Well, for personal reasons, I have some friends that live and work in Spain, and they always talk about how relaxed and how easygoing Spain is, and how the culture is very social, and it's just a really nice place to work. It's more comfortable than what you would typically see here in the United States. The second reason is I already speak the Spanish language, so it would be an easy transition to go from here into Spain. All I would need to do is just fine tune my Spanish usage to fit more of the type of Spanish that they use in Spain. And Joe Cronin, president of the International Citizens Group in Spain, describes that as of 2024, the culture and the diversity of the jobs in Spain are very great, and there is a very high quality of life for people who live there. And even though that Spain has a 12% unemployment rate, the job market is improving, so there is many opportunity for foreign employees to come and work here. The process to relocate to Spain. So when you are thinking about moving into Spain, Spain has a lot of restrictions for people that are moving here. And so one of the ways that you can move here is by going through the highly qualified worker authorization plan. Basically what this is it's targeted to foreign professionals, and what they are looking for is people that have a specific set of skills. And so the requirements is that you find a job in Spain before you even start any type of transition. And so to find a really good position here in Spain, you would have to be highly qualified. So that means that you have to be educated very well in the field of study that you are going. And you have to have at least a minimum of 3 years of experience so that you can be qualified to move to Spain. So they are looking for at least 3 years of experience. Okay, so for some skills and experiences that are needed for Spain. So again, Spain is very selective on the people that are coming in. And Joe Cronin, president of the International Citizens Group, says that in 2024, that Spanish is still the top language. That is their native spoken language, that is their official language. And so any interactions, any businesses that you're going to do, you need to be able to be fluent in the Spanish language. Now, if you do speak English, English is an asset, especially if you are working for international companies, or if you are going to Spain to teach English, which is the most common type of job that foreigners will get. So some in-demand jobs. There's two categories. The first category is the jobs that are going to be more easily attainable for foreigners. So this is going to be IT, finance, engineering, healthcare, tourism, hospitality, and teaching English. Some less in-demand jobs are jobs that, yes, they are available, but Spain has restrictions on the people that can actually get these jobs. So if you are applying to other sectors like construction, social media, sales, marketing, business, development, domestic work, and childcare, Spain is required to look for employees within the country first, so national citizens first, and then they have to prove to the government that they cannot find anybody to fill this position. So it would be a shortage of employees, and then you would be able to apply as a foreigner. So because I already have a teaching experience, my best bet would be to be an English teacher in Spain. And so one of the first things that you have to do just before you can even look for a job is get a TEFL certification, and go abroad, list all of the specifications and all of the things that you have to do to get this type of specification. And so in 2024, in Spain, right now, getting your TEFL or getting your TESOL or TESL or the CELTA are all similar. So these are all certifications to teach English in Spain. You would get one of these, but the most common one is the TEFL. You can do this certification in your home country, so you can apply online, and you can register from anywhere from 60 to 240 hours. So depending on what type of certification plan you want to do, then that is the range that you have. The cost for getting certified in your country depends again on your country, but usually it's anywhere from $200 to $3,000. Now, again, with the type of certifications, it is very common for people to want to get the lower amount of hours and the least amount of price, just because of the ease to get this certification. But it is suggested that with like anything else, the higher the certification, the longer the time and the training that you take, the more eligible you are to be hired in Spain. So that prepares you, because the longer you take, the more they teach you. And so your eligibility increases, your confidence in learning the social skills that you need to get a job in Spain becomes better, and you get that interaction and you have some background. To find jobs in Spain, Gary Buswell of Expatica Journalist states that as of 2024, you can use job search engines such as Expatica Jobs, Spainwise, InfoJobs, Indeed, and even LinkedIn that are all located in Spain. This is the optimal way to look for a job if you're doing it online. Gary Buswell also says that making sure that you have your certification before you start looking for these jobs is going to be very marketable for you. And also if you start networking. Again, if you go through like LinkedIn, you can connect with people that are already working in the field, and it makes it easier for you to find any openings, and it also puts you in contact with those people that are hiring. Now, once you find a job in Spain, you do have to create a resume. So in Spain, you can create what is a Spanish CV or a Europass CV. So the Europass CV is something that you can use for any European country. So if you use the Europass CV, it'll still be accepted in Spain. And Filiberto Avila from Exploring Resumes, US versus Spain Comparisons, stated in 2023 that in the Spanish CVs, it's a little bit different than the American resumes. You wouldn't focus so much on your qualifications, or not necessarily your qualifications, but your awards or anything that you've won. That is not accustomed to be put in the Spanish CVs. It's more general, like what was your last position, what did you do there, what is your experience. Normally in the American resumes, you only keep it to 1 page. In Spain, it is customary to have 2 to 3 pages long. They also like for you to be straight to the point, only talking about your latest job position that is related to the field where you're trying to apply. In your CV, you would also include things such as a picture of yourself, which is not common in the United States. And then also you would give a little bit more information that you are accustomed to here. So for example, here, you may put what city you live in, but not necessarily your exact address. You may have your email and maybe even your phone number. But in Spain, they want more detail. They go as far as what country do you live in, what neighborhood do you live in, and they may also even ask you for your passport number. So they are very detailed as far as getting to know you. Now, Peter Brophy says that once you start interviewing, the people that are interviewing are focusing not only on qualifications, but on your cultural fit. So in Spain, they really want to work with people that they like. They're very social. They spend a lot of hours together. And so they want to make sure that you're going to be a good fit for the company and not somebody who's going to distract or going to uproot what is already there. Now, Visa World Guide explains that there's different types of work visas that you can get. You can only apply to work visas once you've been offered a job. So you have to have an offer before you can even start applying for your visa. There's 3 different types of visas that you can get if you are going to work in Spain. The first one is a long-term visa, seasonal visa, or a self-employed visa, and each one of these is different. Now, because I have experience as a teacher and I want to go teach in Spain, I would be looking for the long-term visa. In the long-term visa, you would apply for the visa and then you have to renew it every year. Now, if I wanted to go to Spain and start up my own tutorial or my own teaching business for English, then that would be a little bit different. I would have to apply for a self-employment visa, but I would also be required to give investment and freelancing plans. So I have to be able to provide how am I paying for this, how am I starting my business, where am I going to be located. So everything has to be very detailed, otherwise they will not approve you for that visa. Once you've decided which type of visa, if you have a job or if you have a freelancing company that you're going to start, then you're going to schedule your appointment, and you can do that by calling the visa center, or you can do it online. And you have to keep in mind that the process to get the visa is usually about 1 to 2 months. So now you've gotten your job. What are some of the expectations of when you start working for the companies? So one of the very first things is that the work culture in Spain is different from the work culture in the United States. The first thing is Gary Buswell from Expatica Journalist explains in 2024 that the hierarchical structure in Spain is similar to what it is here in the United States. You have your people at the top, then you have your next categories down below. The difference is that in Spain, all of the companies follow that hierarchy. So at the top, they make the decisions and then they tell the lower levels what they are expected to do. There is no collaboration, which is a little bit different in the United States, where you have some companies that will have meetings and they will allow you to collaborate and join and make suggestions and things like that. In Spain, that is not going to happen. It's just top to bottom. There's no mixing, there is no collaboration between the different levels. So other things that you have to take into consideration is that in Spain, they are not going to do business with anybody that they don't know. So they want to know everybody exceptionally well. They are going to have lunch meetings with you. They are going to meet with you many times before they actually decide to do business with you. And so Urban Ethier and Federal Law Firm, which is a law firm that works with foreign companies in Spain, stated that as of 2023, this practice is very highly used, and so you would expect that you would have to spend a lot of quality time with the other employees before you can make any business interactions. Now, Spain is one of the countries that is known for long work hours. Employees are expected to work about 40 or more hours per week. Now, the reason for this is because they have a slower pace of work. They take their time. Meetings can maybe scheduled for a certain time, but they might not start exactly at that time, so they're very laid back. They're very slow with the way that they do things. They like to talk, they like to socialize during the meetings. So you would expect for the workday to be long. Another thing that is very popular in Spain, that Jail from Housing Anywhere, a journal explains, is that there is this thing called a siesta in Spain, which is usually taken in the middle of the day, usually around lunchtime, where employees are given about 2 hours to take their lunch, to relax, go spend time with family, just socialize during their lunch hour. So that's a common thing in Spain. Spain also requires all employers to give a minimum of 22 holiday pay days. Now, holidays in Spain is what we know here as vacation days. So in Spain, they are required to give you 22 days. There's some companies that do give more, anywhere from 22 to about 30 days of vacation time. The only requirement that the government has is that when you are setting up your vacation days, at least 2 weeks of those vacation days have to be taken together. So you have to take 2 weeks off. That is mandatory. Alright, so some financial considerations that you have to make when you are moving to Spain is that first of all, your TFL certification. It can be anywhere from $200 to $3,000. That is one expense that you have to do when you are planning to move to Spain. Your visa expenses have to be accounted. Now this varies from country to country. Your cost of living, if you are moving to Spain, just like anywhere else, main cities like Barcelona and Madrid are going to have higher expenses because they are a bigger city, but outside cities are going to have lower costs for living expenses. Now, because I want to go teach in Spain, some of the salary ranges that you're going to see is anywhere from 700 to 1,500 euros, which is about $800 to $1,600 US. So the amount is much less than what you would normally get paid for here in the United States. But you also have to remember that you get other benefits and contract packages with the company that makes up for that missing amount. Also, the price of living there is different from the United States. And Muriria Maricar, journalist for Go Abroad, says that in 2024, these paid holidays, incentives, and all of that has been a very good deal for employees. And so that is why the amount of money that is being paid out is still remained relatively the same. Okay, so cultural integration. So Spain is a very social country. If you're going to be working in Spain, you are going to be expected to socialize with the people there. And so some ways that you can make this transition easier is, first of all, understanding the Spanish culture. So they are very slow-paced workers. They want to take their time. They want to reduce the amount of stress when they are working. And so again, family time is really important for Spaniards. Their siesta tradition is still very strong. There is a movement in the government that they do want to end the siesta times, but because it is so culturally ingrained, it's been very, very difficult to get that to stop. Again, the language is very important. Everybody there speaks Spanish. Yes, there is some English, but it's not a common language. And so engaging in language exchanges and taking Spanish classes will help you integrate much easier. Joining groups like expat groups, clubs, or attending local events will help you socialize with the people in your area. And then just remembering to be respectful of the local customs. And then, so in conclusion, when you are thinking about moving to Spain, make sure that you research your job market, making sure that you know which job you are going to apply, remembering to apply for the ones that are catered for foreigners. Try to avoid the ones that are not going to be as easy to obtain. Making sure that you brush up on your Spanish CV, or again, you can use your European CV, they will accept that. Making sure that you practice your Spanish language, obtain any certifications, and network. So start networking, even online, talking to people, emailing, just having conversations. Prepare any documentation that you may need for your visas. Plan financially, because there is also moving expenses, taxes, and all of that you have to consider. And then when you're exploring your living arrangements, making sure that you are going to be paid enough to live in the area you're moving to. And then the very last thing is staying informed about the updates to anything, especially with visas, because something could change and then that could stop your process. Okay, so that was my presentation about